First on my list in random order is branded Despia, still top tier despite all of its hits, one of the best in the game. It's extremely well going second thanks to cards like Super Poly and Fallen of Albaz, which both fuse using your opponent's monsters. Also thanks to cards like branded Lost, which prevents your opponent from responding on the summon of your fusion monsters. Branded also does amazingly well under Max C, only needing to special summon one time into Sanctifier, and of course if you go first, you're able to summon Mirror Jade for non-targeting banish, while also being able to recycle it a few times, as well as unlimited advantage during each end phase, so much that people consider the end phase as main phase 3 when playing against branded Despia. This is my branded deck list. You can play it closer to 40, but in my opinion this version of the deck is better. Next we have Purrely. It's important to note that Purrely does extremely well under Max C, as you'll see here. Turn 1. Purrely decks generally set a combo that ends on an unaffected war and it draws 6. And if you have Purrely Street, your monsters can't be targeted, which is so good versus decks like Rescue Ace. It was my opponent who activated Max C, but it's me who's drawing 6. And almost always you'll draw into your own hand traps such as Max C, Ash Blossom, and Nibiru, all while having an unaffected war on the field as well as guaranteed follow-up. And when you have your battle phase, it's easy to set up an OTK with happiness, making the deck amazing going both first and second. You can also choose to play the deck with the Ghost Trick engine, which I have a guide on that you can check out. Purrely might be the deck that benefits the most from having Zeus at 2 now. Next we have undoubtedly the best deck in the game, Snake Eyes Fire King, which is extremely good for multiple reasons, one being having a great ability to play through Nibiru, as you'll see here, with an amazing turn 1, alongside infinite recursion thanks to Flame Burge and Sacred Gaiunix. You'll out-resource your opponent in every duel, combined with amazing ability to 1-card Zelantis OTK combo if you go second. Make Snake Eyes Fire King the perfect deck with no visible weaknesses. You're seeing right now a combo where opponent activated Nibiru, yet I still end on 5 to 6 disruptions. Here's my deck list. This is the best version in my opinion. Here's a pure Snake Eyes deck list if you don't have Fire King, but you definitely want to play Fire King if you have the cards. Next we have Tearlaments, former Tier 0 deck. Tearlaments continues to do extremely well despite all the limited and banned cards. While the deck does rely a little bit on luck because of the random mills, more often than not you'll have end boards consisting of 6 to 10 disruptions, which is too much for any deck to play through. Disruptions which include Omni Negates and Special Summon Negates. You're generally going to fuse twice during your turn, then twice again during your opponent's turn. Tearlaments has it all. It also utilizes cards like Super Poly and Fenrir to help with going second. Tearlaments also have amazing plays under Max C, being able to end on 3 to 4 disruptions with just one special summon. Here's my deck list. Again, you can play the deck with Horus, but this is the best version in my opinion. Now we have Labrynth, one of the most loved decks in the game due to waifu tax. Also one of the most hated because it's a trap deck. Generally with Labrynth, you aim to destroy a card in your opponent's hand during your turn, to then set traps from your deck and control the field during your opponent's turn, thanks to broken cards like Lady Labrynth. Labrynth also often goes +5 when a monster leaves the field by a trap thanks to Stovey, Chandragleer, Arius, Welcome Labrynth, and Lovely, which all recycle or do something when a monster leaves the field by a trap. Also you have Nadir's Servant, which is better than Pot of Greed for this deck, being able to send Garura to draw 1 and search Ecclesia to search Dogmatica Punishment. You'll more often than not win if you have Nadir's Servant in hand. You're also able to play some floodgates in this deck like Skill Drain and Guzzin Match if you really need to. And finally we have Rescue Ace, probably the best deck in the game behind Snake Eyes Fire King. You aim to turbo Turbulence out to resolve it, which if resolves goes +4 and you basically win the game. The deck is broken going first, above if Turbulence. You're also generally making Promethean Princess of Appaloosa for extra disruption, if you go second. It's basically a link climbing deck where you play through your opponent's interruptions to climb up into either Zelantis OTK or Access Go Talker. and thanks to all the extenders like Bonfire and Diabellster, you should easily be able to play through a few interruptions to make OTK easier. And once you use all your traps that you set with Turbulence, you can simply recycle them into the deck to use Turbulence's effect again and again, giving you unlimited advantage. Subscribe if this video helped. Here's my deck list. Thanks for watching.